and welcome to the New Year's video, and a Happy New Year to all, and I hope indeed it's better than last year's shit shoot, because that was one hell of a shitty year. Shitty as well. Speaking's not very good today, because I had a good night last night. I drank a bottle of brandy and had quite a bit of scotch, a single malt, so that was good. Anyway, here's today's model that I'm going to be doing. It's a Matchbox Mercury station wagon, complete with the little doggies in the back. And I always liked this as a kid. I had a couple of them, and it appeared in a few variants. Even the base gives the numbers on the base for two cars that are basically the same. They used the base for. I think they used the base for the station wagon and the saloon, so it has both numbers on. Anyway, as always, we start by drilling out the base so we can unclip it. So I've done it by means of a drill that's a little bit bigger than the rivet. And you just take it easy and make sure you've got all edges of the rivet. And here I'm doing the same on the front. Yeah, my single malt last night was really beautiful. It had a really rich peaty taste. And I don't mind confessing it, I'm having one now. The best way of describing it is it has a taste like you've got a peat fire in the room. The actual name of it, the malt we're drinking, was Lafrague, or however you say it. Very nice indeed though. And there we are, there's the doggies in the back, lovely little moulding of them. And here I'm buffing the screen, and there I break it. So I've got a screen out of another one. The other screen was already cracked anyway, so it's a nicer screen. I'll order a new screen for doing the Fire Chief's version from Model Supplies. In New Year I'll put some more Spurs orders in. I've got a few Spurs stacked up now, ready to do builds. Decals and Spurs and all sorts. And there we go, the screen was dipped into the fluid. And give it a nice clear shine. And here I'm polishing the base with silver water salt polish. I've never really found anything better than silver water salt for polishing metals. It is a really good quality polish. I've always used it on my motorcycles and vehicles and everything. And here I'm giving the interior a quick scrub. It wasn't really that bad, so it didn't warrant a hugely long scrub. Just giving the dogs a quick tickle behind the ears. And here I'm drilling the posts again, and I've put a Tamiya tape marker on it. And guess what? I didn't drill through the bonnet today. Happy days, hallelujah. And here I'm drilling the tail end mounting. But this one today, it was a nightmare. We'll see later when we get to paint. The paint shop was a nightmare with it. Here we are, still drilling. Going in for another zone, just finishing the all off. There we done. Finished up. And next I think we'll be ready for tapping. Just doing a quick tap, putting the threads in for the M2 screws. And just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. Oh, squirrel! And here we're stripping the paint off. I'm using the Nitromors, and as it goes this time, it did a good job. As you can see, it's flaking at the front already there. And coming round the sides. And the rear. Just making sure it's got a coating all over. And here you can see now the paint's actually coming off as I'm going round with a brush. So next thing, it was into the bathroom for a scrub with a scrubbing brush. The actual brush took a lot off here, if I'm fully honest. Most of it came off on the bench. Without scrubbing in the bathroom. I scrubbed to get rid of the deposits and the remaining gel anyway. And here I give the body a quick polish. But oh, talk about a nightmare paint job. You'll see it in a bit. Well, you won't see it, because every time it got screwed up, it was at the end when I put the clear coat on. The clear coat, I don't think it's reacting with the inks, because it didn't last week when I did the Corvette. And to be truthful, I don't think it could have acted with a silver, because that was on the Corvette. So why it reacted with it, I haven't a clue, because it were all the same paints I used. I think the reason it didn't act with the Corvette is it had a couple of extra buffer coats of Tamiya clear. So it might have been the extra coats in between the inks and that saved it, but anyway, it had paint reactions. But here I'm just straightening out window posts, the A-pillar. And there we are, done, polished. And there we are, it's going into primer here. I did actually get the first paint job, was actually beautiful. And you'll see it on here, because I put the colour on here. It was actually gorgeous until the clear coat hit it. And then the clear coat hit it and everything crackled. And there's the silver going on for the undercoat. It's had primer. Now the silver's going on for the undercoat. And here, I'm mixing up Green Stuff World Yellow, and it's got a drop of the Green Stuff World Jade Green in. I could have equally put a drop of blue in as well to make the green, but I find if it's green already and it's only a drop, it's not as savage as a blue. To mix in with the yellow, because yellow takes the colour very quick. And here I'm putting on the green. and went on really well. It was a lovely paint job, and till the lacquer hit it, then woof, gone. On the second attempt I tried a gold undercoat. Here I'm replacing the wheels back in after I dipped them in the pledge or whatever it is. Future, well, whatever name. I used to call it clear, but there's so many new different ones now. And here I'm putting some Molotov ink onto the top of there, and it's for doing the wheels. Zoom in so we can see a bit better and focus, and make a start on them. Just painting. And the actual wheels, once they're done, makes it look 10 times better. Now here, I think this one. Oh no, that's where I'm still doing the green. I had a break in between coats, so I did the wheels in between. Well, you can see the green turned out beautiful. Quite sad that it cracked when the clay was applied, but there we go. What can you do, as Homer Simpson would say? What are you going to do? There we are, spraying some down the sides. It's almost typical though that you get a really good paint job, then something happens to screw it up. If it had been a crappy and below par paint job, there'd have been no issues, nothing would have happened. But you get a cracking job and wallop. And this one, I do believe I'm putting on gold here. So this was the second paint job. I tried gold underneath as a bare undercoat for the green to go over. And again, that worked, but it weren't really a good colour match, the second one. Because on the second one I used Tamiya colours. You'll see me mix some. I used Tamiya yellow with a splash of green in it. And it was okay, but it wasn't brilliant. I think if I'd have done that first colour I had with the green stuff world inks on top of this gold, it'd have been pretty much spot on the colour. It was near enough with a silver undercoat, but that little bit of extra gold would just give that bit more richness to the colour. But hey ho, we live and learn. And here, this is where I'm mixing. That's Tamiya yellow, clear yellow, and I'm just going to put a spot of green in to make the light pale green colour, pea green colour. I actually put a bit much in reality, but it doesn't really matter because the paint job's screwed up. This one, to be honest, this is where I give up. And I went screw it and I sprayed it Umbral clear orange. And he said it's a nice colour, and it made it look a colour of cars back in the day when this one had been around. Thing about this one, it reminds me so much of the British Mark III Cortina. I'm pretty sure this must be where Ford Europe got the design for the Mark III Cortina and the Ford Taunus range. And here we are, screwing it back together, putting the base on and the interior in, getting the screws with a washer on ready and just dropping it in. Then get my handy little screwdriver and tighten it up. Then we'll spin it round, zoom in a bit so you can see a bit closer in, pull the screw in, and there we go, back together. And at this point, it's a good point to have a look at where we started. And while we're having a look at where we started, I'd like to thank all my subscribers for sticking around. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. And if you subscribe, please press the bell icon so you'll be notified when I have videos out. And all that remains is to wish you a happy, healthy, wealthy and prosperous 2021, and hope all this shit does one pisses off. Well, I've had enough, as I dare say most others have. Anyway, and it's at this point we go on to the finished article, and it just has come up nice. I'd have preferred it in the green, but I don't think it was to be. I think it was shouting do a code 3, so it's been code 3'd into a coppery orange colour of the day, with the doggies poking the red out of the back and looking really well. A nice little easy enjoyable build for the first one of 2021. While I've still, I'm not kidding, I've not even got an hangover yet, I'm still pissed. But there we go. A beautiful finish, and it's so like a Cortina estate that we have in the UK, especially at the front end. They must have definitely got the design cues off that for the Cortina. Anyway, thanks for watching, and bye for now. All the best.